Hi everybody, I'm just doing this quick tutorial as yesterday I released this lovely little freebie and it's just a worksheet and it's got some really lovely kind of Halloweeny like spooky flourished words that you can trace and practice. So this is really fun. It's a free worksheet. You can download it and it'll actually give you access to my free worksheet library that's got so many lovely worksheets on there already. So this is just a new addition. And today I just thought I'll just kind of do it with you. I'll trace it with you and kind of guide you through it, maybe give you some tips because some of these flourishes are a bit intense. I'm not gonna lie. I think especially the first two are a bit, you know, hard to do if you're not warmed up. So I just want to share a few tips. So let's get to it together. I hope you can download and print yours and just jump on this lovely little session and let's do a bit of practicing. So for this tutorial, I'll be using these lovely Pentel brush sign pens. I'll add the link in the description. You can always have a look. And I just love the colors. I chose black, pink, and orange. And let's just start tracing the first word. Well, the first word's actually a bit tricky. So if you're not warmed up, it might be a bit shaky, and that's okay. So we're just practicing. We're trying to keep our lines thin when we are doing flourishing. And also notice how I'm just separating each letter into shapes. I'm stopping before I start this long stroke. And remember with flourishes, you can always divide them into parts. So I've done this part, I've picked up my pen for a second, and now I'm just continuing with this long stroke to the left. So I didn't just do this in one go. That would have been really, really difficult and hard. I'm sure my lines would be really shaky. So that's what it is. So if you feel like you're holding your breath or the stroke is too long, just divide it into different sections. You can always stop in between. Okay, so again, I'm preparing myself for the letter R flourish. So I've stopped beforehand and now I'm extending the stroke to the left. And again, I'm pausing and then going back in and just adding in this little extra loop and just a longer stroke. So again, I paused to complete the flourish. So I didn't just do it all in one go. And the letter M one is a bit shorter. It's quite a nice exit stroke flourish. So try to just go a little bit slower as you do the flourish and also just go with it, do it with intention. It really, really helps when you are kind of focusing on it really, really hard as you're doing it. So it doesn't come from doing it fast or slow, I'd say, but it's more about the focus. So obviously, when you're doing things intentionally, the focus is stronger. So it is kind of naturally a bit slower. Just try to relax. Maybe try and exhale as you're doing like a longer stroke. That can help. I heard this somewhere recently. I think actually one of my students told me that exhaling on a longer stroke or like a thin stroke helps. I really love this third example here. So notice how I've started the word focus with a long entry stroke on the letter P, and I'm yet to go back and extend it into a flourish. So I haven't done that yet. So only now, as I finish the word, I'm going back and I'm just adding an extra loop there and just extending that little flourish. Okay, here come a couple of spooky ones. I love this ghost one. So I'm going to start with the entry flourish, pause, start the letter G, build it out of shapes, squeeze in a little flourish there, start the letter H from the left as a detached flourish, pause again before we continue with the letter H. So you see how it's all about shapes here. We're not trying to join everything up. And as we finish this exit stroke flourish, again, we're going to divide it into parts. So you can always pause as you kind of finish here. Have a little pause. You can draw the eyes and the mouth. And then go back and just kind of extend it a bit more. Just gives you a bit more control. You don't have to just do it all as one long stroke. Okay, let's do the next one. This is quite fun. And again, it just helps you practice those thin strokes. guiding your hand in different directions. That can be a little bit tricky. So this worksheet is just about kind of building the muscle memory. Even if it doesn't look good, even if it looks shaky, you're putting in work which will really pay off, because that's what it is. It's just kind of practicing and showing up and being consistent, and it does accumulate. So as we finish the letter B, we are going to go straight into this little doodle drawing, and you can see here again I'm separating this into parts. So I'm just doing these thin lines one by one until I reach the end, and then we can draw a little spider. Why not? Just to make it a bit more fun, a bit more seasonal, a bit more Halloweeny. There we go. Oh, I completely forgot to do the cross line over the letter T. So that's the thing with tracing, is that we don't really think about the word as much. We're just kind of focusing on the lines and individual strokes, which can be good and bad, I think. So here comes the last one, which is just a simple happy Halloween. So we're going to start with the word Halloween, and everything's quite tight together here. So just notice how the spacing on longer words is a bit more tight, just to help and save space. And as we finish the letter N, again, do the downstroke, pause, and then continue with the letter N. And then let's pause here before we stretch it to the left. So again, you can divide this flourish into two parts. And I do recommend breaking the flourishes into parts. So here we are. I hope you enjoyed this little practice session. I hope you had fun, and happy Halloween, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye.